What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and it's Monday, December 19th, which means it's vlog day, starting your week off right with a nice little vlog. First up, we've got some news and updates, things that are entering the queue. Then after that, we've got my daily setups, what I've been vaping on this week. And then we've got some vape mail to show you guys. I got this Ejuicepack in, so we're going to unbox it. Following that, we've got a little bit of advocacy to talk about. And then finally, to cap it all off, since we're so close to Christmas, I figure, why not tell some of my personal holiday stories? But in any case, guys, go ahead and grab a comfy chair, grab your favorite vape, sit back, relax, and let's vape. Alright guys, let's get into some new stuff I've got for you. A few of you had posted in the comment section asking me about the Serpent mini tank, and I really hadn't done a lot of research on it until I saw those comments, so I figured why not just check it out. I got one of these things in from Vapor DNA this week, and I'm pretty stoked about it so far. It's pretty sweet. It's just a little tiny RTA kind of thing, and it's very reminiscent of the GTA by Coil Art, and a lot of people were comparing the deck, and it's almost identical. The only difference really is this one is a lot smaller, so Coil Art actually bulked it up a little bit and made it a little bit bigger, so I will be doing a full review on this in the very near future, but I just wanted to give you my little first impression on it here. And it's a nice, well-built little tank. It is very small. As you can see, I've got it on the Innokin Pebble, and it almost looks identical to the tank that it comes with, the Slipstream tank. It looks very, very similar, which I think is kind of crazy. But this one is a little RTA, so I put a fuse Clapton build in it. I will say the build deck is tiddly. It's tiny, it's microscopic. The Coil Art GTA build deck is a hell of a lot easier to build on. I will say that because I don't have to squish in my coils. I don't have to worry about having enough room for my coil or anything like that. I just have a standard fuse Clapton 26 and 36 gauge 6 wrap. And it's a single coil measuring out to 0.33 ohms, usually jumps up, 0.33, 0.35. And I'm vaping it at 48 watts. And I gotta tell you, the vapor production is stellar. The airflow is amazing. Just enough airflow. It's not too much, it's not too little. It's a little bit difficult to actually turn the airflow section when it's screwed down onto the mod, but not really a con to me, but I guess we'll go over that in the full review. I just wanted to show you guys some vapor production off of this thing. I gotta tell you, for this little tiny baby mod and this little tiny baby tank, not bad. Really very convenient. Definitely a pocket-friendly kind of vape, and you still get amazing, amazing flavor out of it. So yeah, that's one thing I got in. The other thing I got in from Vapor DNA was this guy right here. This is the Vonerl pod system. It's a nice little pod system. Kind of reminds me of a hybrid between, the Juul and the MyJet, or the Sync and the MyJet a little bit, because they are pre-filled cartridge pods. I don't really see an easy way to refill these. However, I'm going to try to kind of find out how to hack these things. I'm going to try to see if I can find a way to do that, because I'm always curious whether or not you can actually get in there and fill them up with your own juice, because that seems like something that would be good for me personally. Now, with the MyJet, you're actually meant to take it apart and fill it up with your own liquid, whereas with this one and the Sync and the Juul, you're not. You're meant to just buy their pods, but occasionally you want to put your own mixes in there. You want to maybe vape something that you vape in your all-day setup in one of these things. So I don't know, maybe for me, it's not the most ideal device, obviously. Like, I don't really need something like this. I just really like testing these out to see if they would be good for current smokers. But I've got some 12 milligram in here right now. This is the Livid Lime, I think it's called, from Cutwood. They only had 12 milligram available on the website, the Vapor DNA site. I really wanted to try out the 9 milligram. I'm really bummed they didn't have any in stock in the flavors that I was really interested in, because that, to me, would be like a world of a difference. I feel like 12 is still a bit too strong for me, even in these pod systems, whereas with 9 milligram, you have that like in-between kind of option. There's really nothing like that else out there as far as I have seen in the sync pods or anything else like that. So especially not with the Juul pods, considering they're like 50 milligram. But we'll get into that when I do my review on that. Let's see some vapor production. Not too bad considering you can actually direct lung this. This is slightly looser than the MyJet, although it is a bit tighter than the Sync. I'm gonna be doing a massive comparison video between all systems, so really want to save a lot of that kind of information for that video, but I just want to kind of get my first initial impression, and the only way that I can really come up with my own opinion on this is if I compare it to what else I've tried already, and that's kind of it right there. It's not really anything similar to, you know, the stick batteries or anything like that. Like my AIO is a completely different system. It's a world of a difference between that and this. But yeah, the battery lasts a while. It's a USB charging, which is really nice and convenient. Not too many complaints so far, but other than the fact that I couldn't get the nick strength that I wanted. In any case, I guess we're going to have to save the rest of my comments for the full review coming soon. But yeah, that's what I got in from Vapor DNA. Pretty excited to show you guys some new products. A lot of stuff that you guys wanted to see. I know the pod systems are a hot topic right now, and the Serpent Mini kind of has been requested, so I'm going to be doing my comparison video. Plus I wanted to get it for the Versus series coming up at the beginning of next year. We're going to be starting the Versus series, which is going to be pretty cool. I'm not sure whether to compare this to something of the same size or the same build deck, so I would probably say there might be two videos that I could do a Versus on. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing a build video on this in the very near future, so stay tuned for that, and then I'm going to do it or full review following. Not sure if I'm going to be taking any sort of break or anything like that for the holidays. I don't think my video recording schedule should be interrupted by any holiday or anything like that, considering I usually edit my videos on the day I have off from work. So yeah, I don't think I'll be having any sort of interruption there. But yeah, let's go ahead. I'll have another quick puff on this, then we'll get to my daily setups. Alright guys, so obviously I've been vaping this device right here, the Serpent Mini on top of the Innokin Pebble. That's kind of been one of my setups this week, and I love it. I absolutely love this setup. It's just the right size for each other. You get that, you know, a coil building ability with the RTA, and you can kind of personalize the hit that you get. I would like to build a slightly higher resistance coil in it for the next time to work a little bit better on this little Pebble here and save myself some battery life, but that's a story for another day. In the tank, I've got some of this fresh squeezed strawberry peaches. This is by far my favorite out of their line. I love peach, and they nailed it. They nailed peach, the peach that I like in this flavor here. It's not too candy tasting. It's nice and natural kind of peach flavor, and then it sweetens it up with a strawberry, and it's just so good. You should try it. Yeah, that's basically the gist of that. You should definitely try it. Next setup I've got is the Rig Pig. Yeah, you already know I'm boring and I use the same old coils in there. Yeah, whatever. But I am doing a new liquid on here. This is pineapple sticky rice from Vape Kitchen and Craft Vapery. This is a new one. They did a little collaboration on a few flavors, and this one is really good. I got this in my Craft Vapery box a couple days ago, and I've been vaping it ever since. It's a max VG flavor, so I put it on here for maximum cloudage. Speaking of cloudage, let's go ahead and have a taste. And what do you know? Plenty of clouds. No surprise there with max VG. Can't go wrong. The next setup that I have is the Innokin Chroma. Once again, I'm testing these rigs for my reviews coming up very soon. Probably this week we're going to get some of these done. Still using the old Slipstream tank on there. No change as far as that goes, but the liquid that I'm using inside today is this one. This is from Great Falls Vapor. This is called Let Them Vape Cake, and it is amazing. I don't know. I've never seen a flavor quite like this. It's kind of a chocolate, but it doesn't taste like, you know, artificially chalky nastiness. It's a very like Oreo-licious chocolate. It kind of reminds me of Oreos. It's got like a a layer cake going on. You get like a frosting, a vanilla frosting, and I think there's supposed to be a little bit of berry in there too. I don't get much berry out of it, but it's amazing. And not to mention, look at that bottle. It's so freaking cool. It's purple bottle. Love the label. Love that they come with the little squeeze nozzles and everything like that. That just makes me happy. Let's go ahead and have a vape on this one. Oh yeah, the flavor on this one. I'm not a huge dessert flavor fan, but this one just does it for me. I don't know what it is, but it just does it. Whatever it has, I like. So there you go. I'll just leave it there. The next setup that I've got is the same old Rouleau 200 with the Twist Messes Squared, still with the Exo Alien coils that I built a couple weeks ago for Fresh Build Friday. Rewicked it, and we're having a go at this mango fruit and custard vape by Vapetasia. This stuff is amazing. It's a very natural tasting mango. It's not too overly sweet or candy or anything like that. It's a very nice natural tasting, sweet, juicy kind of mango with a nice, smooth, creamy kind of custard exhale. Very good stuff. And yeah, I really like this Exo Alien build. I don't know what it is about it. It's nothing out of the ordinary as far as flavor is concerned, but the vapor production that I get is just on point. I don't know what it is, but yeah, still vaping it, still at 110 watts. I could probably bump it up to about $1.20, but we're going to keep it at 110 for right now. Let's go ahead and have a vape. These Vapetasia fruit and custards are great. I'm still planning on doing a full review of those. I still have a couple of bottles here that I did want to do an actual review on. They sent these to me a while back, but I haven't really gotten around to doing many juice reviews lately because I've been so inundated with hardware. With that being said, moving on to my final setup, we've got the Tempest 200 watt set to 120 watts with some jumbo fuse Claptons. I did these the other day for Fresh Build Friday. I'm loving this setup. These coils are amazing. They do tend to suck up a bit of juice. I have to drip this thing a little bit more often than I think I normally would on my standard fuse Clapton setup, but I'm not really complaining because the flavor is so good. On the coils, I've got this Peel e-liquids. This is an apple flavor, red apple. It's super tasty. It's just like Snapple Apple. If you guys haven't tried Snapple Apple, it's this really good combination. It's like that. Oh, man, I don't know my apples too well. I forget what kind of apple it tastes like, but it's a very specific type of red apple that I get out of this one, and it's really good. It's kind of like if you've had like almost apple ring candy, so to speak, but a little bit more natural tasting than that. With that being said, let's go ahead and have a puff on this one. I get great flavor, great vapor production. Heat is on point. It's a little bit warmer than I usually like, but it's just right there. I like that I can do it at a slightly higher wattage than my normal fuse Clapton setup. And a few of you kind of were confused as to why I was calling it jumbo fuse Claptons. Well, to me, this is jumbo. I mean, I don't normally use 24 gauge for the cores. A few of you said that you use 22 gauge or higher, and I'm like, wow, that is pretty nuts. So I was thinking maybe I'll do not a redo of that video, but I'll do something even bigger, probably a single coil. If you guys want to see something like that, drop a comment down there in the box below. But yeah, I was thinking about that after you guys were commenting on that video. I figured, why the hell not? You know, I don't know. I've done it before as a joke. I took 2 strands of, I think it was like 18 gauge, and I clapped in them with 28 gauge, and it looked cool. It was like a necklace or something like that. I wrapped a coil, put it around like a piece of 32 gauge or something like that, and I just did it as a joke. But yeah, I could definitely see myself doing an even bigger fuse Clapton in the future. My initial thought to that would be, though, is since I went up to the bigger gauge wire here, the wire seems to hold the heat a lot more. So the only thing that worries me is the ramp down time, like I mentioned in the Fresh Build Friday video, is going to be outrageous. But other than that, it's just a lot of wire heat up. So ramp up and ramp down time is probably going to be a bit of an issue. But that's something we're going to have to experiment with, and we'll talk about that when I get around to doing that build video. So that about does it for the setups that I have, other than the little Vonerl. I've been puffing on this thing all week too. This has been my kind of go-to pocket mod. Great little kind of quick hit of nicotine thing. It's winter in New England, and my windshield is already starting to collect some VG on it, so I'm trying to reduce the amount of times that I have to clean my windshield by vaping on one of these in the car, and it does help. It does help. And not completely, but you know, I'm still going to have to probably clean my windows 1,000 times. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next segment. It's vape mail time! Yay! The people over at Ejuicepack were kind enough to send me another one of their boxes for me to take a look at. So, yeah, pretty excited about this. This is, you know, like Christmas Day. It's like opening presents. So, I have no idea what's inside. Not sure which package it is or anything like that. They just sent me another one over, and we're going to take a look at it. So, let's go ahead and get out the old box cutter and get our way into this one here. I'm not doing the close-up just because it takes a lot of time for me to reset the camera and all that stuff. So, we'll just do it like this. It'll be just as fun. Oh, there's a lot of tape on this thing. I didn't even see the side tape. Lots of tape. It's okay. We'll get through it. All right, we're in. Okay, here we go. Whoa! Oh, now I'm dropping stuff. Oh, we got a little bonus package here. Cool. We got some vape bands and a drip tip, fog machine, and sub-ohm. Love vape bands. Love vape bands. Always, I can always find a use for them. So there we go. That was pretty cool. Like that. Like little extra stuff. So they're kind of doing the same thing as a lot of the other services where they want you to put the bottle right there, snap a pic, and post it on their social media, tag them on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that good stuff. So yeah, my favorite juice in this month's Ejuicepack is, boom, bottle. So yeah, it has their information on there as well. Tag us at Ejuicepack for a free gift too. Oh, that's interesting. Might have to check that out. All right, so let's start taking a look at what we got in here. So first things first, I noticed I got a 60 mil. Boom. This one is called Candy Crush. Oh my God, this one looks amazing. This is looks like a mixture between peach rings and apple rings. Sounds pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and give this one a sniff test here. Yeah, it smells almost spot on. Pretty damn close to like those candy peach rings or apple rings. It smells more like apple rings to me, but then again, I feel like apple is a more aggressive flavor, so that's cool. Those are some of my favorite candies, so well done there. So another thing about Ejuicepack is they come in these little red velvety kind of bags, which I like because I like to keep those and, you know, put stuff in them to give to other people. If I'm, you know, giving someone a gift or something like that, just give them a little bag or something. So now we have Twisted Ohms Pre-Prohibition E-Liquid Dragonberry. Cool. Dragonberry. I'm assuming some sort of dragon fruit mix. Let's see. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like a dragon fruit raspberry. It's almost like a raspberry sherbet or something like that. That's what it smells like to me. I'm gonna have to try that one out and let you guys know. Okay, this is a brand I know here. This is Ballistic Vape, and the flavor is the Tsunami. I'm actually familiar with this one. This, I believe, is some sort of tropical fruit blend. All right, let's give it a whiff. Yeah, tropical fruit blend, I want to say. I don't know exactly what's in it. It smells kind of like maybe pineapple and mango and something like that. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Another Vapalicious flavor. We got one of these in their last one. Oh, look at that. Peachy mango. I think we have a theme going on here. Not sure if that was intended or what, but we got a lot of like peach and tropical fruit flavors and everything like that. So I'm a happy camper. Yeah, and it smells kind of like a pretty basic peach mango. Not the best peach mango I've ever smelled, but then again, vaping it is usually very different to just smelling it, so we're going to have to try that one out as well. And last but not least, we have Ronin Emperor's Crunch. So, I've never seen this particular one. I'm familiar with Ronin, the brand. I met them, I think, originally at VCC Tampa this year, I believe. Then I saw them throughout the year at various different conventions. So, really, really great people there. And I can't get this one open, of course. So I'm enlisting the help of my little friend, the box cutter. And it's got a little tear strip and everything. I still can't get into it. All right, I think I got a little bit of a flap here, so let's go ahead and get this one undone. Oh, jeez. This one does not want to behave. Come on. Come on. And it doesn't help that I have no fingernails. Okay. So this one is Emperor's Crunch. Okay, this is totally different. We have fruit, and cereal. This one, I believe, is like a Captain Crunch. Smells pretty good, actually. I'm not too crazy about cereal flavors, but smells all right to me. It's definitely passable. And I think that's it. All our little red velvety baggies are empty. The box is empty. Yeah, there's nothing else in the bottom of that. So let's go ahead and try some of these liquids out. What are we going to try first? I want to try this Candy Crush. So I'm just going to drip it right over what I got going on in here. So should I do the disclaimer? By no means is this a final word on any of these flavors. This is just me trying them out for the first time, my first impressions, blah, 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 etc., etc. And for those of you that didn't know, they did send this to me for free, so my opinions on it will remain honest and unbiased regardless. So here we go. Let's try it out. Pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not the most potent flavor in the world. It's not quite covering up the pineapple sticky rice, but then again, pineapple tends to be a little bit more of an aggressive flavor, so I guess I'll have to let that one go. I think maybe I'll try it out in the little, what is this one called? Serpent Mini. Serpent Mini. I'm going to have to try it out in the Serpent Mini because we've got a similar flavor going on in there. It might match it a little bit better. Let's see, what else are we going to try here? Twisted Ohms, Dragonberry, we can try that out. We'll try that out on this one. Why not? This one's pretty good to go anyways, so we'll try it out on the Tempest. Just drizzle a little bit over the top. And let's give it a shot. Yeah, it's pretty good. No real complaints there. I want to say it's a raspberry. Can't really get too much of that flavor, but I haven't looked any of these up or anything like that. But it's pretty good. I mean, I don't know if it's going to turn into my next all-day vape, but it's all right. It's acceptable. It's passable. Next up, we're going to try Tsunami. I'm going to just drip that right over this one here. So let's just drip some of that on there. Oh. There we go. Okay. Let's give it a shot. Ooh, I think this one has a little bit of menthol in there. I wasn't expecting that. I think it's got menthol in there. It's just a hint. Feels kind of menthol-y. Yeah. It's okay. Wasn't expecting menthol. So that's a bit of a shock to me, but yeah, it's all right. It's a good flavor. Flavor's good on it. It's kind of like tropical-ish, if that's a word. So next up, we're going to try the Peachy Mango. Again, I'm just going to drip it right over this setup, so I'm going to have to vape some of this stuff off. All right, so maybe I judged this one a little bit too harshly before I tried it. It is a good flavor. It's a nice mix of peach and mango. It's not the best that I've ever tried, but it's a good mix of both peach and mango flavor. It's not too much of a candy peach. It's not too much of a candy mango or a natural tasting either one. It's just kind of right there in the middle. It's a good average kind of peach mango blend. The Vapalicious stuff seems kind of average. I hate to say that, but it tastes very kind of average flavor. It's kind of simple, nothing overcomplicated or anything like that. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it's just kind of right there in the middle of the spectrum of flavors I've tried. But with that, I think I'm going to skip on the Ronin flavor for now. It smells like Captain Crunch. I'm pretty sure it's a Captain Crunch flavor, but I don't have anything to try it on. All my setups are set for fruity flavored vapes right now, and even if I dry off my cotton, I don't think that this flavor will either mix well with the stuff that I've got on there already, and or I don't think it'll taste very good over a fruit flavor. So I guess we'll have to put this one off until the next time I do one of these vlogs so that I can try it out for you guys. But or maybe I'll use it for Fresh Build Friday or something like that. I don't know. At some point I will get into this one and I'll give you guys my little first impressions on it, to be continued. So for that, we're going to leave that for another day. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. So it's time for some rapid fire advocacy. We have a few little topics to talk about today. Nothing major has gone on in the world of advocacy this week. However, I did have a few interesting little articles that I published to my Facebook page that I wanted to touch on in this little vlog here and wanted to kind of get the discussion going a little bit with you guys. So the first one I'm going to be talking about today is tobacco-free nicotine. Now, I've been seeing a lot about tobacco-free nicotine lately. It's been kind of flying a little bit under the radar for quite some time. I talked about it in my Craft Vapery unboxing video, and right here, this little logo on the bottles, the little TFN, is the indicator that it's made with tobacco-free nicotine. Now, TFN, tobacco-free nicotine, is synthetic nicotine. It's made up in a lab, and it's not derived from the tobacco plant. So according to the people that make it, it cannot be classified as a tobacco product since it does not come from a tobacco plant. Most nicotine, I should say 99.9% of nicotine that we use in this industry, comes from the plant tobacco and is then synthesized down into its purest form to be mixed with PG and then added to VG and flavorings and everything else to make up e-liquid. So in that case, that's kind of where the FDA just kind of blankets them under the umbrella of tobacco product, which, I mean, you and I both know that's completely bullshit because it's as far away from the plant as you can possibly get. But in their minds, it's still technically a tobacco product. But this is something that's going to be pretty interesting to see the end result of. It's still kind of a gray area. That's my whole problem with this thing. But before we get involved in the discussion, I wanted to just read a passage from conveniencestoredecisions.com. I'll, of course, have a link to this article in the description below. You can also find it on my Facebook page. I try to share these stories on my Facebook page, not only for my own records, but also for you guys to check out before I get to talk about them in my vlogs here. So with that, we're going to be just reading a quick passage real quick here. It says, in a response brief to the court dated November 1st, 2016, the FDA stated that not all nicotine-free e-liquids, NFLs, are subject to the deeming rule. Assuming the NFL is not made or derived from tobacco, it is subject to the rule only if it meets the definition of a component or part. That is, if it is intended or reasonably expected either 1. to alter the effect, tobacco products' performance, composition, constituents, or characteristics, or 2. to be used with or for the human consumption of a tobacco product and is not an accessory. So again, it's a lot of just mumbo jumbo and kind of it's legal language that's really hard to describe and hard to decipher. And that's one of the problems that we're facing right now with this industry is the deeming rule is a 500-page document, and it's just filled with this kind of language, and it's just hard to really tell what they're talking about. Now, to me, that means if even 0 milligram e-liquid is to be used with a tobacco product, which they also blanket devices, drip tips, coils, everything else under that category, would that then therefore become a tobacco product? And my initial thought would be yes, because it's being used with a tobacco product according to the FDA's definition. But I don't know, that's kind of just bullshit to me because it's 0 milligram juice. It's no nicotine. There's nothing in it that could be a tobacco product, and it could be used in other industries. Heck, if you wanted to add it to, candy ingredients, then you could probably make candy flavoring while using the same ingredients that we use for 0 milligram e-liquid. But I don't know. I'm not the FDA. I'm not sure where their whole mindset is on this category of tobacco-free nicotine. And we're talking about tobacco-free nicotine, not 0 milligram nicotine. As far as tobacco-free nicotine goes, I feel like it's kind of the same thing, to them at least. I think, personally, this is my own thoughts, I'm not a lawyer, by no means is this any sort of legal guidance or anything like that, but I feel like they will want to cover anything that is the chemical composition of nicotine. Now, this kind of brings up a parallel kind of school of thought here, whereas that's basically how a lot of synthetic drugs are made. And this was the case in, I think it was New Zealand, where they were starting to create these different kind of drugs that very similarly replicated a certain type, and then they just changed one molecule which did the same thing, and therefore it became legal, and then the government went after that particular molecule and they changed it around again over and over and over again, and that's how we ended up with some of the crazy drugs like Flocka and Molly and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of on that same kind of parallel where they're attacking the actual chemical composition of nicotine rather than where it came from. So they don't care if it comes from potatoes, tomatoes, eggplants, anything like that, or if it's made in a lab, or if it even comes from a tobacco plant. They care about nicotine as a whole. So that's just my personal thought. I just hit myself in the face with my thing. So I wanted to read another little passage here, which is basically what their thought is, the tobacco-free nicotine company's thought on this whole matter. It says, TFN nicotine is not made or derived from tobacco, nor is it a component or part of any tobacco product. As such, Next Generation Labs does not believe e-liquids made with TFN nicotine are required to list their product as a tobacco product with the FDA or prepare a pre-market tobacco application, PMTA, submission before launching a new vape liquid brand in the USA. Now, ooh, that's again a very touchy topic, because they're talking about they're going to come out with new flavors and everything using TFN, flying kind of under the radar of the FDA because they don't feel like they have to register with them. Well, I think they're going to have a different mindset when it comes to that kind of thing, because they don't want our industry. If we start coming out with everything using tobacco-free nicotine, I think they're going to attack tobacco-free nicotine. I mean, it's just what they do. They gave themselves the ultimate authority to just kind of throw a blanket over the whole thing and, basically lump us in with every other tobacco product that's already out there on the market. I mean, the government and the FDA looks at vaping just like they look at cigarettes. But I'm sure they shine much more light on our industry because we are going after the children. But that is a whole different topic. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on this whole situation? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to get some criticism and comments and just kind of thoughts going on down there. So the only other thing I wanted to talk about today was that there's another little news article that's kind of making its way back into the rotation here that says, study confirms that e-cigarettes generate virtually no toxins. Now, I will preface this whole thing by saying that this is about a little over a year and a half old as far as the article is concerned. But this is kind of one of those things that would make a really interesting talking point if you're ever in front of a city council or something like that. If you're getting at risk of getting an indoor vaping ban or something like that in your town, make sure you show up for these town meetings and share your thoughts, and obviously try to get as many people as you know together to prevent these sort of bans, because obviously even on the most minor scale, bans can be a bad thing and a bad look outlook for our industry. And, the more public perception increases with our industry, the more will be widely accepted everywhere we go. So with that, I just wanted to kind of touch on a few little things here real quick. It says a 2013 study reported in tobacco control, for example, looked at a dozen e-cigarette brands available in Poland and found that the levels of potentially toxic compounds in e-cigarette vapor are 9 to 450-fold lower than those in the smoke from conventional cigarettes, and in many cases comparable with the trace amounts present in pharmaceutical preparations of nicotine. A new study of leading American and British brands reported in regulatory toxicology and pharmacology confirms this point, finding that the levels of potentially problematic substances in e-liquid or e-cigarette aerosol are about the same as those detected in ambient air. Well, there you go. So it's kind of logic to us at this point. We started vaping because we knew that this was going to be a hell of a lot safer for us to vape rather than smoke, but it's all about that public perception. We have to get this sort of kind of discussion rolling, and for those people that say, oh, I heard that stuff is bad for you, anyone that seems concerned or anything like that, you can kind of just share this article to ease the tension a little bit, and hopefully science prevails. That's really at the end of the day, which I think is going to save us, which is the science behind this whole thing. I mean, you have cities out there that have massive pollution and smog. I can only imagine what's in that air. The air quality in some of these major cities is terrible, and compare that with smoking a cigarette. Obviously, there's going to be a hell of a lot higher toxins and other bad stuff in smoke compared to vapor. I think the aerosol created from vaping is not 100% safe. I mean, nothing in this world is 100% safe, but it's a calculated risk. And that's the whole thing about this industry, is that it's a calculated risk. You're going to take a 5% risk, like the Royal College of Physicians study, 95% safer. You're going to take that 5% and you're just going to roll with it because you know that it's going to be a hell of a lot better for you than smoking ever was. So there you go. I mean, it's all about public perception and calculated risk. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this topic as well. So make sure you drop comments in the box below and just get the discussion going, because I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this stuff. In any case, let's go ahead and move on to our final little topic. So since Christmas is right around the corner, I figure what better way to end this vlog is by sharing some of my stories of Christmas past and some traditions and things like that, how my family prepares for the holidays and everything. So actually, by the time you see this, we'll have already kind of started off our Christmas season with our annual cookie swap. We do a Christmas cookie swap where the family gets together at someone's house and we bake Christmas cookies, and then we trade them. Everyone has their kind of specialty. We all kind of sign up via like a group chat. We kind of say, oh, I'll be baking this type of cookie or this type of cookie, and we just swap them at the end of the day, which is really cool. We get together, we have pizza. It's a lot of fun seeing all the cousins and aunts and uncles and all that stuff around the house. It's kind of like the beta version of Christmas, because we're all together and we're all baking and everything's holly jolly and red and green and sparkly and all that good stuff, and we just kind of do the traditional thing where we make Christmas cookies and we decorate them and we play games and we eat pizza, because that's what we do every single year. I mean, this is like something that's been going on since I can remember, really, since forever. I've been doing it since I was a little kid, and it's just something we do every single year, which is great. I love seeing everybody, and it kind of gets us ready. And in some cases, we don't get to see all the family members on Christmas itself. So in that sense, it's good to see everyone there all at once. Actually, by the time you guys see this video, we will have already celebrated Cookie Day. Maybe I'll splice in some footage if I decide to record anything tomorrow when I'm actually going to be doing Cookie Day. But yeah, we have like a very specific list of cookies that we actually get. So it's yeah, it's like these very traditional. I forget all the names of them, to be honest with you, but my favorite Christmas cookies are these ones called dog bones, which were little shortbread kind of cookies where you dip the ends in chocolate and then you dip it in nuts or sprinkles or something like that, and they look cool and they're amazing, and they are always the first ones to go because who doesn't love, chocolate dipped Christmas cookies? Of course, we have like mint spritz cookies, and we put the little, decorate the little trees, and we have little wreaths and stuff like that. We put the cinnamon red hots on, and, of course, I eat a handful of them before we even get to decorate and all that stuff. But it's a lot of fun. It's a good tradition. I like kind of having something that we do regularly, and it's still a thing, even though, everyone's starting to grow up and everyone's kind of spreading their wings and moving and stuff like that. Some of the cousins have moved away, and it's good to see them back home for the holiday season. So when I was a little kid, I used to read the family the night before Christmas on Christmas Eve. That was one of our traditions. We didn't get to open a present early. I know a lot of people that do that whole thing where you get to open one present early, and ooh boy, we never did that growing up, and I'm kind of glad because it made Christmas all that more special. In fact, my parents never brought down any presents. There was no presents under the tree until Christmas morning, which kind of made me believe in Santa for even longer. Other than that, we don't really do much else. I mean, we don't all get to see each other on Christmas Day. We will have a small gathering, just basically kind of brunch or lunch or whatever. Most likely ham, mimosas, desserts, of course. We have not exchanged gifts in many years. Actually, since I was pretty much like 18 years old, we all just said, okay, you're done. No more Christmas presents. And instead, we just get together and eat and play games and have fun. And that's kind of more worth it to me, in my opinion, because I've never been into the whole gift giving thing. After a while, it's just like, okay, here's a $20 gift card. Here's a $20 gift card. It's like, it's kind of boring. I don't really need anything so bad in my life. It's not like when you're a little kid and you get a bike or a train set or Lego or something like that, where, everyone is super excited about what everyone got me and what Santa got me for Christmas. But kind of, I guess in a sense, it kind of lost its magic, but at the same time, I think it kind of regained some of its magic, just being able to appreciate the time we have with family. And yeah, it's just the same feeling for me personally. Like, I just like being around my family and having a good time and eating really good food and getting stuff to the point when you sit on the couch and watch a James Bond marathon or something like that afterwards, and you just kind of want to take a nap for a while. Oh, and one other thing we do is watch A Christmas Story about a dozen times. Like, pretty much every year we have like a movie marathon. After we eat and after we play games, everyone's tired and just wants to sit on the couch and do nothing. We watch movies. So we'll watch A Christmas Story, we'll watch It's a Wonderful Life, we'll watch A Nightmare Before Christmas, The Grinch, just a whole bunch of different Christmas movies. And South Park has some really good Christmas episodes too, if you are into that sort of thing. But yeah, that's definitely a time-honored tradition, which I love so dear and so much. So what do you guys do during the holiday season? Do you have any traditions that you do every single year? Do you get together with a family? Do you eat lunch together, brunch together, dinner together? Do you go to church? Do you, sing Christmas carols outside? What do you do? Do you even celebrate Christmas? I want to know. Just leave it in the box below. I'd love to talk to you guys down there. So anyways, guys, that about does it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Of course, leave me comments in the box below about anything you guys want to discuss. We talked about a whole bunch of different stuff today, so make sure you leave me some comments and we'll get the conversation moving. Also, check out the advocacy links I have in the description. I've got them down there for you so you can fight for your right to vape. And check me out on my different social medias. I've got Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you follow me on there, like my page on Facebook, check out my Snapchat, and if you want to give me a couple of bucks on Patreon, that would be awesome as well. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, vape on.